And Arsenal draws with Manchester City. Manchester United loses to secure us a top 4 spot and a Champions League position yet again. What else is new? Welcome back, everybody, to the American Gooners Podcast. I'm your host, Zach, here with the true Gooner himself, Morgan. Morgan, what's up, man?
What's going on, big man? How you feeling?
It's Championship Sunday, and there's really nothing left to discuss besides positions 2 through 6. But that's really not. We're already secured, so we're good. Now it's just a question: are we 3 or are we 4 or are we 2? So I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those soccer weekends.
It's just me.
Yep, just another one. Another 4th place finish for Wenger's favorite spot to be.
Yep. To go along with his contract, he's about to sign up again.
Oh, you mean the contract that he's adamantly denying exists?
Yeah.
Do we believe him at all?
No, that whole situation is just confusing because it came out that they would give him 2 extra years, and then they set a deadline on him for him to sign it. And now he's denying that there's any sign. So it's like, dude, come on, man. Somebody's lying. It's either Wenger or Arsenal.
My money's on Wenger. He just doesn't want to sign it yet until the season's over. And he can show everyone, oh, we're top 4, Champions League. I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
You know what? If he does have that, he does sign it. Of what will be a horrible off-season for us and a horrible transfer window. That's what that'll be.
And we both saw something today that makes this window even more confusing. The breakdown of our budget from somebody, they're not associated with Arsenal at all. So it's not the club's not coming out and saying this is what we have. This is some random person who did a breakdown, and I was not satisfied with what I saw.
No, me neither. Name was Ravi Walker. That's the author for the report I have that I read up and I was looking at. He said that Arsenal has cash assets of $159.3 million, but only about a third of that will be available for us to spend. $38 million on a new midfielder that'll be coming in here soon. So according to him, that'll only leave us about 20 million euros to spend. You can get an elite striker with. So I'm a little confused because I thought they had this big, huge budget to use. They're going to have a huge transfer window, but only down to 20 million euros now.
Again, that's somebody else doing a report. They don't have all the details. I think it's bullshit. Personally, I think it's a Wenger fan trying to justify his lack of spending, to be completely honest with you. And they're trying to use data to back it up. But here's the thing. We've been told we've had $150 million to spend the last 2 summers, and we haven't even come close to that margin. And where does the money go if we're not spending it? Does the board just pocket it? I mean, I think we should have around, with the way they've been talking the last couple of years, with us being in Champions League again, the new TV contract deal, which everyone's getting buku money in the EPL this year. Leicester's getting like 95 million euros for finishing top. If we finish third, we should be around 75 million for that. Even if you allocate, even if you allocate half of that to transfer, that's still more than 20 million.
Yeah. So I'm not where he's coming from because, like you said, I thought we had upwards 150 million euros to spend, but somehow we only have 33.8 spent on a new midfielder, which is another freaking midfielder coming in. we only have about $20 million to spend now. How do you this article missing where it doesn't really say how we go from 159 to only 20 million left.
Now, hey, is the Granit Xhaka deal confirmed?
The last that I heard, it's almost set in stone. That it's, I mean, barring any, I don't even know, anything slip up or anything fall through the cracks, he's almost set in stone to be in a gunner kit for next season. So that was what, about 30 on another midfielder.
Another one who
already overstocked midfield that we have,
and he's pretty much the same mold as El Nini, as Coquelin, as Cazorla. He's the same mold. He's a great passer, and that's pretty. He can come back and defend, and that's pretty much it. Again, we have another creator, but nobody to finish. So
yeah, there's nobody to finish, and we're really gonna lose our, I guess you can say, only finisher in Sanchez if he decides to leave for a couple weeks now. So I don't know. I'm not understanding that signing. I'm not understanding how they only have an X amount of money to spend when we should have upwards of 200 million euros because we haven't spent a dime in years. And like you said, TV revenue coming in, making the Championship League. I'm not understanding, and there's a lot of it's being thrown out there.
Yeah, and I'll believe it when I see it, to be completely honest with you. And in this offseason, really, anything I hear, I'm just going to negate it as nonsense until I actually see pen to paper. It's Arsenal, man. We see these rumors every summer. There's Mirror, I think, has a hatred of Arsenal. They want to get our hopes up every year because every single article is about this player's linked to Arsenal. This player's linked to Arsenal. I'm not buying any of that shit. I'll believe it all when I see it. Right now, I'm in ready for season to end mode. I'll watch some international football this summer and then get in the transfer window. Try to get hyped back up again, depending on who our manager is.
Yeah, I think dates throughout the day between Bleacher Report and ESPN, and then whatever come across Mirror on our Facebook. So we kind of get the same thing. And we both kind of scratch our head because we're both like, what is teams like? They're probably linked to at least 10 different players. I mean, every day I see a new player who they're linked to.
Yeah.
So and until they are in that gunner kit, I don't think it's something we should take seriously.
No.
Some people will, some people won't, but
we'll throw some interesting rumors out there, but for the most part, I'm calling it what it is. It's bullshit and to prove them otherwise. And
yeah,
I like Granit Xhaka. I think he's a great player for Gladbach. I think he's a great midfielder, but again, it's not exactly an area that we lack depth on or talent, really. El Nini's come out and played great since we signed him. He's Vital player of the month again for April, completing over 90% of his passes.
Yeah, I think the thing with Arsenal is that they're going to have to pick one or two spots. Either you go for or just 0.1 that you try to go after and focus more on your back line, or vice versa, which their back line needs all the help that they can get. So I think that should be their main focus, not bringing in where you now have probably damn near close to 10 midfielders now on the team. So eventually they're going to have to let some people go because according to this article reading, in order for them to reach that million to spend, they're going to have to sell a lot of players, which I already knew who's on top of your list.
That report is absolute garbage. And again,
Yeah.
It's fabricated nonsense for somebody who's trying to justify a lack of uh, growth and ambition for a club that should be very ambitious. That should be competing every every year. And when I say competing, I mean not 12 points back of the champion, which we are yet again.
Yeah. And like we discussed was what feels like every other episode, this was a very down year for the EPL as it is. Next year, the top teams, the Man U, the Man City, the Chelseas, they're going to come out, try to get back into the top 4 spot.
First, all three are going to spend upwards of 200 million this summer.
Oh, easily.
So we're gonna have to spend to compete because they're going to spend. They're going to bring in top talent, and then they're going to be hungry. Man U's on the rise. They have Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial has come on since January and is playing like a freaking beast on the right side. Rashford is probably the best youngster in the league right now as a striker.
Oh, hands down. I mean, you seen what he came in and did against us when we played him.
Yeah.
So
he's a young beast. So they're gonna bring in guys in the back line and in their midfield, and you still have Memphis Depay. You still have. It really depends. If De Gea stays, I would look at Man U as a title contender for next year. So,
easily. And they're all three have new coaches. Well, aside from Chelsea, because Chelsea made a change, in the middle of the season. But they're all going to 3 have a brand new clean slate season with brand new coaches.
Yep. Which
Wenger.
Yeah, I'll get into the City situation a little bit. We have some non-EPL news to talk about, but we really wanted to hit those nonsense reports and we went ahead and hit that one first because it drove me insane reading that thing. I wasn't scratching my head. I was flipping off my computer screen. That's where I was at. I was like, "You're an idiot! Stop it! Don't post the nonsense."
I just got to shake my head. I was like, where's this man going from 160 to 60? Yeah, where's the other 100 million going?
when we only spent 15 total in both transfer windows this year.
Yeah. So I was just confused by it. I was just thrown off. But another thing that came across my phone today, because my phone constantly goes off the whole day with updates from various sports. Ibrahimovic is now being linked to the LA Galaxy. What do you think about that one?
First of all, I don't know how he's going to fit there. Dos Santos is playing like a man possessed in LA as of recently. I get to see him live, and he scored a goal for LA in the 1-1 draw with Sporting KC. And I think he's scored in 5 straight matches now. He's on fire, and he's a quality striker for MLS for sure. On top of that, Ibrahimovic is still at the top of his game. This move doesn't make sense when you have links to Man U, you have EPL links, you have Serie A links. AC Milan was in talks again, trying to get on Man U's level of buyout clause. So this move doesn't make sense yet. I would say if he's talking for 3 years down the road, that would make sense. Like, hey, we'll set up a deal for 3 years from now. You sign a 3-year deal with your next team, and then after that, you come on over. That would make more sense. But the way he's been playing this season, and he's not losing a step at all at 34 years old, and with big clubs going after him for next season, I don't see this move actually going through. I think it would be great for the MLS because he still is at the top of this game, and that would require some people to make some moves to compete with LA and the team they are putting together out there.
Yeah, that's what I was reading because he's also linked to Man U and AC Milan. So if you rank Man U, Milan, and Galaxy, I think Galaxy's third on that list. They have to be just because it's MLS. I mean, let's be honest. But the reason why I want to bring this up is because just like you kind of stated, he's not one of these stars that are on the decline. He's not, rolling down the hill, the finish line, just hanging up his cleats. You almost feel like he's still in his prime. I mean, I feel like he's been in his prime for at least 7-8 years now. Breaking records, he's been on a tear for years now. And for him to be linked to the Galaxy to come in, granted, he's 34, which is getting up there, but he isn't playing like he's stopping anytime soon. So that's what kind of threw me off. But just some of the things that was thrown out there, because the Galaxies have Dos Santos, Gerard, and Robbie Keane.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm hearing that Gerard might be back in a Liverpool kit next week or next year.
Yeah,
So,
I heard about that, and I heard that Robbie Keane might be on his way out. So Gerard and Robbie Keane could be two guys that are leaving. Gerard is definitely the big one. Could be going to Liverpool, could be going to retire. But even if Gerard leaves, they still have a midfielder, Nigel de Jong, a Dutch midfielder who could fill in his spot that the Galaxy still have. I guess according to the MLS, a max 3 designated players whose full salaries are not subject to the team cap. So that's some MLS rules. So they right now already have those 3 in Dos Santos, Gerard, and Keane. So one thing that was brought up was that the Galaxy could Revich on a loan until January, which that loan could be to Man U just for 1 year, and then bring him in once they clear up some space for him. This was another head scratcher to me. It was another head scratcher that came across my phone, because that was the last place that I would think that he'd be linked to.
Yeah.
For the fact that you don't feel like he's on the decline. I mean, you feel like he's still at the peak of his game. So why would you come play for an MLS team, which we both know isn't a top league to go play for? They're not the EPL. They're not, any other league. So why would you kind of drop down in level of play when you're still going to dominate? Even if you go over to Europe, you're still going to dominate.
Yeah.
So if you go to the MLS, you're just going to run circles around these people. I mean, he's going to be a man amongst boys out there.
Here's his stats for PSG this year. In all appearances, he has 41 goals and 16 assists. In League One alone, in the league alone, in 28 appearances, 36 goals, 13 assists. That's insane.
Yeah. There was a good stretch there of, I want to say, at least 4 or 5 games where he was almost having a hat trick every single game.
Yeah.
It was every week a headline, Ibrahimovic with another hat trick, Ibrahimovic with the brace, Ibrahimovic with 4 goals, 5 goals. I mean, he was just behind. So why would you take that to the MLS?
In his last, 10 matches, he has 11 goals, a hat trick, and 2 braces.
Yeah.
So
it was,
and that's with two Champions League games in there. So top-notch competition.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't be mad if he came here, because I feel like now that could help the MLS start taking a step in the right direction, bringing a player who's still pretty much in his prime coming over, not on the decline, but he's still running circles around players on top-notch teams. I mean, in championship league games. So that could definitely boost the MLS and could definitely open up the eyes of other top players, around the world, to maybe come here, to maybe give it a shot, and maybe that could help rise. So I want to be opposed to it. I was just kind of baffled by the Galaxy even being in consideration for him.
I don't think they really are. but we'll see. His weekly salary that was discussed for Man U is so outrageous. I don't think we have a salary cap in the MLS. There's no way you can afford that. It was upwards of 300,000 euros per week. That was discussed. They're going to make him the third highest player in all of world football, behind only Messi and Ronaldo. So I don't think the Galaxy can really compete with that.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see what he does and how that works. But speaking of 300,000 per week, the last thing that I seen was Ozil apparently is close to signing a $200,000 a week contract for the Gunners.
Yeah, again, I believe that when I see it. We've never signed something that much, so I doubt it.
No, that he would be the first, but I think I would be okay with that.
Well, of course I would be. I want him to stay. I want him to stay.
Yeah. I mean, you have a complete playmaker. You just have to now find someone who can finish.
Alexander Lacazette. Get him. Please. Please. I've been saying it for 2 summers now. Alexander Lacazette.
We could have a whole list of players that we should get.
That's the one I want the most, man. Like, up front, that's the one. Matt Hummels is going to Bayern Munich now, so he's off my list.
Yeah, you might as well cross him out.
I'm crossing off everything. I hate Bayern Munich. All right, so the EPL weekend, man. We drew with Manchester City 2-2. Giroud finally scored a goal.
Your boy. Hey, he had another that ain't a goal.
I don't even want to talk about that assist. Because, first of all, Man City's defense left a 20-yard hole in the middle of right in front of the net. And he just kind of like slipped backwards and somehow managed to push it far enough for Sanchez to get his foot on it. It was the ugliest assist I've ever seen in my life, and just atrocious defense by Manchester City, but a great finish by Alexis Sanchez. I don't give credit. There is no credit to give there. Watch that replay again. He's falling down. He's doing his Olivier Giroud fall down thing, and it just happens to land in an ocean of space for Sanchez just to tee it up. And he's not going to miss that.
He meant to do that. That was a great 1-2 by them. Come on now.
No.
Give him a little bit of credit.
I was laughing at him. Then Sanchez put it away. I was like, oh, gosh. Here come the Twitter guys. Where are the Giroud haters at now? I'm still right here. He's still garbage. He still went 15 EPL matches without a goal. Yeah. But he scored. Hey, we scored. We got down twice. We got Sergio Aguero scored first, and then Giroud came back 2 minutes later and tied it up 1-1. And then they got the second goal, and Sanchez put away our 2. So we drew, which was I was a little bit upset. I won't lie. And my reasoning is because when we were down 2-1, Winger was going to put in Santi Cazorla for an offensive weapon, and when and as soon as we scored the second one, he took him down and put in Coquelin as a defensive player. And what that really told me was he really is playing for just top 4. We have a chance to catch Tottenham for 2. They had just lost, and instead of fighting for 2 and overtake Tottenham, put pressure on them, he played it safe and he played it conservative, and we got the draw and we finished top 4, which is great. But it's really showed me yet again that Wenger has no aspirations for greatness for this club. It's just stay top 4 and I'm good to go.
Yeah, we definitely should have played for 3 points to come closer to Tottenham. Seeing Welbeck go down in the 21st minute was heartbreaking, just because he fought so hard to come back from an injury to finally be able to contribute to the team and help the team out, to just get injured again, and now he's out for, I think I saw like 6 to 10 months he's out for now.
9 months is
so he's going to miss the Euros, 9 months.
Yeah, he's going to miss about 9 months.
So he's obviously out for the Euros. I feel bad for him, man, because he's another high on who we should definitely keep, who we should help build around.
Yeah.
And for him to get injured again is just one of those players.
We just get him back after 10 months off, and now we have to wait until 2017, the calendar year 2017, to see him in an Arsenal kit and on the field playing again, which is that was tough, man. And that's just one of those freak injuries. He didn't do anything. He's coming back on defense. He's doing his job, and it just happens to tweak the wrong way. I will say it would never have happened if he wasn't on the left side. You know that I hate when Winger plays him on the left. He should be up front. He should be our striker. But I'm not going to blame. I'm not going to sit here and blame Winger for that injury. That was a freak accident, and it's just unfortunate that we lose him for another 9 months. But silver lining, maybe Wenger will realize we need another striker now because we're going to miss him for 9 months. I'm not saying it's a good thing to lose Welbeck or any player for that matter to injury, but maybe there might be a silver lining where he says, I need to reinforce our attack with Welbeck gone for 9 months. Maybe.
Yeah, because he was really the only guy that you could put up there with Sanchez, at least help him out, at least help create. I mean, just finally having a couple games under his belt, he was finally coming to form. He was finally finding his place on the team. Granted, there wasn't much cohesion on the field, you could say, when you watch Arsenal play. He was definitely finding his way with the team. So this is definitely a huge blow. We got the time, we got the 1 point, but it felt like a loss. I mean, it felt like a loss because we didn't get 3 points. It felt like a loss because we had to come back not once, but twice. I felt like a loss because Welbeck got hurt. And the crossbar saved us at the end by Wilfred's shot. So it was, I mean, we got the 1 point. It's definitely better than 0, but I would have much rather had 3.
Well, yeah. I would have liked to have put pressure on Tottenham at least to say, winner, we're taking over. Which now it's almost a foregone conclusion with Newcastle now going down for sure. They don't have anything to play for but pride at this point. So I don't know if they're going to be able to challenge Tottenham. I'm not really sure. We have Aston Villa, another relegation team. So I'm sure they'll probably tie us or beat us. But we get a draw 2-2. I want to say this about Manchester City fans. I am absolutely disgusted with them right now. They acted like a club.
Oh, yes.
They acted like a club that has been great for centuries, and this it really shows how fake and how bandwagon they are. That a manager who in 3 years got them a title and 3 trophies, got them to the highest finish in the Champions League ever, the semifinals, and only 7,000 people stayed around for Pellegrini's last match at home, and it was atrocious to see. I'm embarrassed for the City fans, the true ones who were there for the down years until the influx of money came in, and now they're a great club, obviously, great European power, but beforehand they were a laughingstock and a usual whipping stick, and to see their fans treat a manager who did great things in 3 years get that kind of send-off. Being an Arsenal fan and having to deal with Wenger and knowing the kind of send-off he's going to get, Pellegrini deserved a better one than he got for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If Wenger is officially out, I'll be happy, but I will pay him his respect that he deserves, that he worked hard for, because he did to the Gunners. So you should definitely appreciate what you had. Definitely appreciate the coach. Be poor on City's side. Also, I don't know if you have this later on, but did you see about the troubled Arsenal fan?
You told
who
me
got
that.
Punched by the Man City fan?
You told me about that. I did not read it or hear about it until you told me. But that's
yeah.
I don't know. just ridiculous.
That's you know what that is? That's bullshit is what that is. An adult, a Manchester City adult fan is going to punch a 12-year-old little boy, a 12-year-old little Arsenal fan, because he said the result was, or the draw was a fair result. Are you kidding me? That is a 12-year-old little boy, and you're a grown man. That's disgusting. And if I was a City fan, I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed.
Well, I think that speaks
to be associated with someone like that.
I think that speaks to a deeper issue in European football right now, where fan bases are just getting, and I say getting, they have been for a while, out of control with violence. We have great rivalries here, and sometimes they do get over the top. I think compared to European football and some of the things we've seen from this season alone, I think that's an issue that needs to be resolved. And obviously, this situation, hopefully, it's a straw that breaks the camel's back, and people realize how childish they act over football. We love the sport. We get hyped up, but at the end of the day, it's a sport.
It is. I mean, we see it here with most notably American football after the games. You've seen it at some of the baseball stadiums. There has been a couple players actually die from fighting. Two drunk grown adults fighting, and one of them loses their life because of it.
Yeah, we had a Dodgers Giants fight.
Yeah,
a few years,
yep.
Yeah, last season I believe.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're all fans. When it comes to college football, you're a huge Michigan fan. I'm a huge Ohio State fan. But I would never punch you in the face over an argument. I wouldn't take your life because we're debating on who's better. Oh, it's a sport.
Yeah.
It's our entertainment. It's nothing to take someone's life, but punch a 12-year-old little boy because you disagree with what he said about the result of the game.
And to be honest, and if you're an Arsenal fan, you can look at it as a fair result.
Joke. Yeah. So I didn't know if you had that up for later. I just remembered it too. Actually, I thought that's where you were going when you first were going to Crush City. I thought that's where you were going, but that reminded me.
The Pellegrini thing was bothering me all week. I almost got on here and did a solo rant, but I avoided that. I won't lie. There might be times where I do get on here and do solo rants, and I'm sure you have things you want to talk about as well. Like if you want to get on here one night and talk about Breck Shea and the Team USA.
Oh my God, I can go for hours about that. Jesus,
I wouldn't be mad at you for doing that, but I didn't. I want to talk about it with you first, and I was embarrassed.
No, yeah,
I was embarrassed to see that.
Yeah, especially because you can almost relate it to Wenger. If Wenger leaves, if you were at the Gunners last game, knowing Wenger was out, you're not going to leave the stadium. You're going to pay the respect to the team. You're going to pay the respect to him because he deserves it, because he brought success to the team.
Yeah.
So as a City fan, you should be embarrassed.
Only 7,000 stayed for the ceremony. And again, this is a guy who won the EPL 2 years ago. I don't know. Some fan bases, man, are we've gone 12 years without one. You guys have gotten two in the last 5 or 6 years now. What are you complaining about? I don't know. All right, other matches this weekend we had Manchester United beat Norwich 1-0. Sunderland beat Chelsea. Actually, my wife and I were listening to the Sunderland-Chelsea match on the radio. We were going to lunch, and that was insane, man. And our boy Defoe, again, scored the game winner.
Yep.
There's another former Arsenal guy scoring more goals than Olivier Giroud. I'm just saying.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
They won.
I would be so happy if they brought him back.
They won 3-2 and pretty much set themselves up for potentially putting themselves through, which we'll get there later. Swansea came out and demolished West Ham 4-1, which was a shock to everybody. Bournemouth and West Brom drew 1-1. I think West Brom's probably the most boring team to watch this season. They're not exciting at all. Aston Villa drew 0-0 with Newcastle, which really killed Newcastle. They needed to win that match and won that. They should have won. Crystal Palace won 2-1 over Stoke. Leicester did not have a letdown against Everton. They came out and destroyed Everton 3-1. Everton had a consolation goal towards the end. Southampton beat Tottenham, which was why I wanted us to kind of push forward. They played before we did, so I was kind of hoping for an Arsenal ambition. We drew 2-2, and Liverpool came out and beat Watford 2-0. Then during the midweek games. During the midweek games, we had West Ham beat Man United 3-2 for the last match at the Bowling Ground. I watched that match. I watched the ceremony. It was an awesome sight to see. Norwich beat Watford 4-2. Sunderland clinched their staying EPL with a 3-0 win over Everton. And then Liverpool beat and Chelsea drew 1-1. And now Everton, my friend, has gotten rid of their manager. They fired Roberto Martinez and are looking at Frank de Boer becoming their new manager.
You see what happens when you have a disappointing season.
At every club but Arsenal.
Managers. Yeah. I mean, it's a trend that we're starting to pick up on.
Yeah.
Mediocre seasons, if you're not living up to your expectations that you have for your team and for yourself, I don't know. There's just so much pride in Arsenal that they're not to fire Wenger, and they're afraid to fire Wenger. I think they are afraid to make any changes.
Yeah, they're afraid. They're complacent right now is what they are. They're complacent with top four. If you get rid of Wenger, there's no, you lose that safe feeling of that we'll at least finish top four. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a scary thought process. But again, we've said it before many times on this podcast. We're never going to win the title with him, and we definitely won't win the UCL with him. Which is not going to happen.
No, there is no way we're ever going to win the championship league with him. And with the team that we have, there's no way.
So the league table, Leicester, of course, is our champion. They are right now with 1 game left, 10 points clear of Tottenham. Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City around top 4. Manchester United control their fate. If they would have won their last 2 matches, they would have been top 4 over Man City after the draw with us. They are now 2 points back and need a lot of help from City, who is playing against Swansea on Championship Sunday. Manchester United plays against Bournemouth. So both could win and should win. If that happens, Man City stays top 4. We take on last place Aston Villa. And Tottenham has Newcastle, who just got relegated. So West Ham's not out of – they're out of top 4 now. But they can still finish the Europa League. They need to win, though. And they have Stoke City. And, of course, Newcastle, Norwich, and Aston Villa are now officially relegated. All 3 have been decided. Sunderland is safe. A little upset about that.
Why? Because you wanted Newcastle and Aston Villa to stay up?
Yeah, I think with Newcastle, with the players they had, and with Rafael Benitez, I thought they would have made our league better next year. And now you're going to have to sell a lot of players. I mean, Sissoko's not going to stay around. They had a new guy from Ajax, the midfielder, who just got there, who's a great player. He's not going to go to Championship League football. IU is probably gone, and you got to fire sale the crap out of that team. And then, of course, Rafael Benitez might leave. He's a former Liverpool and Real Madrid manager. He's not going to manage Newcastle in the second tier.
No. I mean, we kind of wanted Sunderland to be relegated.
Yeah.
But we're selfish.
Of course we are. And, of course, if Sunderland had lost one and Newcastle had won one, Newcastle would have a lot more to play for this weekend against Tottenham, which would have been even more beneficial for us.
Right? Yeah. But it'll be a boring championship week. It'll be – I mean, there's really nothing playing for except the 6.
Yeah. And with us already safe, it really is like the best ending to this season if you're an Arsenal fan. So anticlimactic, so just meh. It's a meh kind of year.
It is. It's a meh feeling. It's like, oh, Arsenal's playing. All right, cool. I'll finish out the season with them. I'll watch them one last time until they play our all-star team.
It's a match against last placed Aston Villa. It doesn't get more meh than that. You're like, all right.
No, it does. It does.
Let's just end this shit and just move on. Let's erase this one from the brain bank and focus on next year. Which again,
and get our hopes up for next year.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get so pumped and just so let down as I have been the last 2 years.
You know what though? We're almost kind of like, all right, let's hurry up and get the season over so we can see what happens next.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It's like we're so done with the season. We want to go to a championship league. Going to get knocked down in round of 16. All right, but let's see what happens to Wenger. Let's see if we €2 million that somehow we only have 20-something left. Like let's see if they make any changes.
And
the change that we've been promised for years now.
And we say this knowing that Arsene Wenger is going to be the manager next year.
Yeah.
He's going to buy some BS $10 million player and call us good, say we're ready to compete now. And it'll be the same story, just different year. Yeah, I know.
I hope you're wrong.
I'm not hoping. I'm not praying for this. I'm not sitting here saying, I really hope we're mediocre and just a top 4 team in the round of 16 knockout. That's really fun to watch. It's good times. No, I lose my shit.
I'm just saying that I hope you're wrong.
I do too.
Okay, I'm gonna say this now. If we go into next season with damn near the same starting 11 that we have now, the same lineup that we have now, except 1 or 2 added players, we'll be lucky to have a top 6 finish.
Oh yeah.
There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell we're going to be able to compete next year with the same team, and we can't even compete this year.
Yeah.
So what makes you think when City and United and Chelsea is going to go out there and spend €200 million, and we're going to spend 35 today? What the heck?
And I love Arsene Wenger's comment. He said, "Well, if you look, we have the best finishes against the top 4 teams." Yeah, but this year's top 4 is kind of watered down. You still lost both matches to Chelsea. You still lost to Man U away. I mean, you're not beating the actual top teams for the future. This year just happened to be a watered down year, and cool, we beat Leicester twice. They won the championship. You beat the champion team twice, and you couldn't even get within 2 points.
Taking his hat on for this year, yeah, but we beat champions twice. We had a walk-off free kick, play with 10 men down.
He said, and I quote, "Oh, you don't beat the top 4 teams without showing a lot of heart." Like, what? The top 4 consists of Leicester City for the first time ever and Tottenham for the first time in over a decade. What are you doing? That dude is delusional. I love it. It makes for good radio, I'll tell you what. So the most interesting thing this weekend, and it happens tomorrow. Of course, all the EPL matches are on Sunday, but the most interesting is out of the La Liga. Their title race is coming down to the wire. Barcelona is 1 point up on Real Madrid. Atletico lost last weekend, and they are officially out of the running.
Yep.
Real Madrid is 1 point back, and they play Deportivo tomorrow, and Barcelona has Granada for it all.
That one,
11 a.m. Eastern, both matches.
That one turned out to be more exciting than what we expected, like 4 episodes ago.
Yeah, episode 2, we're saying it's a lock, and now we're like, oh man, Real Madrid has a chance.
We are wrong again.
We still might be right. We said there's no way Barcelona loses the league. Yeah. If they win tomorrow, we're technically right. We just got a lot closer than we thought.
We're technically right, yeah, but it's we thought it would be a runaway. We thought it would be at least a 7-8 point lead, not a 1 point.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up with some pick'em and some goal and save of the week. I don't really have a fail. I don't know if you do. We might have a fail. We might have the same fail.
Well, we might. I have a fail, but it's not really like a funny fail. It's on a serious note.
It's a terrible fail. I know what you're talking about. I'd say, yeah, that's the one I would lean towards as well. So I'll let you have that one. But let's go ahead and do some pick'em real quick. All the matches are on Sunday, so we have Swansea City versus Man City.
Man City.
I have Man City too. Southampton Crystal Palace.
Southampton.
I'm taking Crystal Palace. Arsenal Aston Villa. Draw.
I was going to say Aston Villa because Arsenal's coming.
We've already made top.
Arsenal's going to come out with the most. Yeah, they have nothing to play for. It's going to be lackluster. You know what? I know I can't. Arsenal.
Just pick. Yeah, I'm picking Arsenal too. Watford Sunderland.
I'm going with Sunderland.
I'm going to take Watford because I think Sunderland is in overpeaked the last couple of weeks. So I'm taking Watford. Everton Norwich.
Everton.
I'm going to take Everton too. Norwich is officially gone. Stoke City West Ham.
West Ham
has a lot to play for. I'm taking them too. Man U Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
I'm going to take Man U because, like West Ham, they have a lot to play for. West Brom, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool could sneak into a Europa League spot if they. Well, I guess they already in the final, so they might be in Champions League next year. We'll see. But if they win and West Ham lose, they're guaranteed Europa at least again. Tottenham, Newcastle.
I'm going Newcastle because we need Newcastle.
I'm praying for Newcastle, but I want to beat you in our league, so I'm taking Tottenham. Chelsea versus Leicester City.
Chelsea.
I think this is going to be a draw anyways, but I'll go ahead and take the champions Leicester. I think it's going to be a draw. I don't see any team winning that one, but I'm picking Leicester. All right, so now we'll move on to our favorite segment, goal, save, and fail of the week. Morgan, who do you have for your goal of the week?
Do you have the standings up yet? Do you have the updated standings yet?
Updated standings? I'm going to send it out tomorrow, dude. I didn't do it.
Okay. Oh, no, dude. It's all right. I mean, we all know that I'm a first anyway, so it don't matter.
I'm going to win, though.
All right. My goal of the week is you know what? My goal and save of the week will make you proud. I searched for something to make you happy. My goal of the week comes out of the MLS.
Yeah.
The MLS. Giving the MLS some love.
Is it Dos Santos?
Blas Perez. No, it's Blas Perez of the Vancouver Whitecaps. Had an 88th minute game-winning goal kick. And a 2-1 win over the Chicago Fire. The ball kind of ricocheted from the left side of the box, kind of ricocheted to him to the right side. And in traffic, he had a pretty nice bike and hit it into the left corner. And that was pretty much the game winner. So it was a spectacular goal, but the fact that it was a game winner and B, he did it per traffic. I thought that was pretty incredible. So my goal of the week comes from Blas Perez.
My goal of the week is Andros Townsend from Newcastle United. My wife and I are watching this match because you know my enjoyment of Crystal Palace. They're playing Crystal Palace, and so I was cheering for them. Andros Townsend lined up, and the announcers were talking about him, and I just had this feeling. I was like, he's gonna nail this. And he was on the right side, about 30 yards out, and sure enough, he put it right into the far left corner, and a beautiful strike. So my goal of the week is Andros Townsend from Newcastle United, now relegated. He's another one who's probably going to be going next year. Save of the week.
All right. Save of the week comes from Jake Gleason, Portland's keeper, which was, ironically, saved Blas Perez shot. So Blas Perez was my goal of the week. And in my save of the week, the keeper made a save on him. So Gleason had it wasn't so much of a spectacular save. I was amazed by his Perez teammate played square about 8 yards out, one touch, and turned and fired off a shot. So he was only a matter about 6-7 yards away. And as he shot it, the defender for Portland was kind of running across the keeper's face to where it kind of shielded him away from the ball just for a split second. And he had his fast twitch muscles again, which I'm so amazed by these fast twitch muscles of these keepers. And his reaction time just to throw his left arm out and make that quick save and ricochet it out of bounds. So it wasn't a spectacular save, but as a keeper, I was more impressed with his quick reaction, especially with his teammate running right in front of his sight. So my save of the week is Jake Gleason of the Portland Timberwolves.
My save of the week comes from the same game as my goal of the week. Carl Darlow of Newcastle United had a penalty kick save that saved Newcastle United's victory over Crystal Palace. Later, they were relegated, but he is my save of the week for a taking a page out of your playbook, a penalty kick save over Crystal Palace.
Normally I go with those, but I wanted to show your MLS some love this week.
There you go. Appreciate that.
So I purposely looked into MLS.
Fail of the week is an obvious one for us.
Yeah, my fail of the week. Normally when we do this, we try and pick a funny one. We try, a Zidane ripping his pants, SpongeBob style, back-to-back weeks. But this one is on a more serious note. There were 16 Real Madrid fans that were killed by what they're saying is ISIS. Just the other day. I guess a group of Islamic State terrorists armed with AK-47 went to the headquarters where Real Madrid. It's a Real Madrid club. So all the Real Madrid fans, they get together, they cheer Real Madrid on, they talk about the team, talk about the games. And apparently these gunmen opened fire on all these fans because they don't like football. So what was more surprising to me, the more that I read and looked into it, these terrorists got through not one, not two, but 3 checkpoints to get to these Real Madrid fans, to this Real Madrid club. So they got through 3 checkpoints and was able to open fire on these fans that were just there to talk football. just there to cheer their team on. So that was I don't have any words. I mean, there were 16 killed. I believe there were about 20 of them injured, and all they were doing was just talking football, man. Doing the same damn thing that me and you do every Friday. We get together and talk football. Granted, we're in 2 different states, but we get together and talk football. That's all they were doing, talking football.
Yep. It's an unfortunate incident, and I saw that Real Madrid will be wearing black armbands in honor of them this weekend for tomorrow's match. So shout out to Real Madrid for that show of support for their fans, and obviously a solemn event in a way to end the show, but it is definitely a fail. So that's our show. We thank you all for taking time to listen. Morgan, thank you for taking time to join me, man. Talk some football.
As always, man.
Good times as always. Like us on Facebook, American Gooners Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at USA Gooners Pod. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to hear. All right, y'all have a great week.